Ayan, good evening everyone. Magandang gabi, magandang gabi, magandang gabi, magandang gabi, magandang gabi po sa lahat. Magandang gabi. Ayan, andito na naman po si Teacher Seppi para sa ano natin, pambubudol tonight. Ayan, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening tonight. Ayan, pang math major yung ano natin. Ayan, coaching natin tonight, pang math po, pang math majors. Ayan, sa mga math majors dyan, sige, laban natin to, ilaban natin to. Ayan, pang math major tayo ngayong gabi. Ayan, bukas, ibang majorship naman. Ayan, kasi hindi po available yung ibang coaches natin tonight sa major subjects. So, we will have the other subjects by tomorrow. Ayan, good evening po sa inyo. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Ayan, magandang gabi, magandang gabi, magandang gabi po, magandang gabi. Ayan, pa-share po ako ng live natin, teachers. Pa-share po ako ng live. Ayan, wag niyong palagpasin yung coaching ng coach natin sa TCRC ngayong gabi. Math majors, ayan, mention your friends na here. Math majors, top 8 po siya. Yung coach natin tonight sa math majorship, top 8 po siya noong September 2019. Kasabayan ni Coach Joshua at Coach AJ. Pero BSED siya. Ayan. Si Coach Joshua at saka si Coach AJ naman, ano sila, generalists. Ayan. Sige, sige. Pa-share po, teachers. Pa-share po ako ng live. Pa-share pa ako ng live. Ayan. Bago ko po kayo ibigay sa kanya para pasakitin ang ulo nyo tonight. Sige, sige. Ayan. Math majors tayo tonight. Math majors. Math majors. Ayan. Good evening, good evening. Pa-comment po ng ano nyo, pa-comment po ng ano, kung saan nyo po napapanood yung live natin tonight. Ayan, sige. Hello, 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 hello. Ayan, pa-share po ako ng live po natin, teachers. Pa-share po, pa-share. Ayan. Sige, sige. Ayan, pa-mention ng friends nyo, mga math majors. Ayan. Kasi ngayong gabi lang po ito, and then next I think would be on final coaching ano na natin schedule. Ayan, sige. Ayan po, ayan po, ayan po. Sige, sige, bigay ko na po kayo kay Coach Angelo. Ayan, kung makikita nyo, si Coach Angelo po ang mag-ano natin tonight. And isa po siya, galing po siya sa school ko at isa siya sa top 8 ng September 2019 Bachelor of Secondary Education po. Okay, BSED po siya, high school. Secondary, top 8 po, Coach Angelo. Hello, Coach. Good evening po.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Good evening,
Ayan,
Coach.
sige. Yes po, good evening coach. Kayo na po ang bahala sa kanila coach. Budulin niyo po sila tonight. Ayan. God bless, good
Yes
luck po
po.
sa lahat. Sige coach, take it away po.
Yes po. Thank you, Coach. Again. Well, sige, let's have now. By the way, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening po. Yan. Future LPTs or, yeah. We're a bit late given, tawag dyan, I still have my class at until 7 p.m. But then again, the end goal is for us to have the discussion tonight. Well, hello, welcome to our session. I'll talk in English lang or if not in Tagalog sometimes, depending on the questions or depending on the tawag dyan. Ayan, okay, sige. Let me check muna yung ating let me check muna yung aking internet stability. Okay, we'll do the usual thing. Okay. I'll be presenting questions, ladies and gentlemen. Tapos, I'll give you time, 1 minute per item to give me your answers. So, ganun po yung gagawin natin tonight. Just usual. So, there will be 1 minute, I'll be giving you 1 minute for each item, and then after that, we'll be rationalizing the question. So, please do comment down your answers for each of the question presented. So, we'll have at least 10 items because we're given an hour for discussion. Okay? So, again, welcome to our session for tonight. I am Coach Angelo and welcome to TCRC. Ayan. So, I'm seeing individuals coming from Masbate. Hello po from Tautau. Ayan, from Lawrence, Sir Lawrence, the Diva. Hello, good evening. Ayan, so I'm seeing your comments din naman on this or on my screen on my cell phone. Ayan. So let's now begin without further ado. Let's now begin with our run through of questions. Okay, so we'll be having rationalization every after item. But then again, if 1 minute is not enough, I'll consider extending it. Okay? So ganun po tayo tonight. Let's have item number 1 for our coaching. Okay? So in this one, the question is the motion of a particle is given by the equation S equals t cubed minus 3t minus 5. The question is find the velocity when t equals 2. Is it A, 9, B, 10, C, 3, or D, 5? Again, the question is the motion of a particle is given by the question S equals t cubed minus 3t minus 5. Find the velocity when t equals 2. Is it A, 9, B, 10, C, 3, and D, 5? Okay? I'll be waiting for your answers and our comment. Ayan, well, hello for, well, it's my first time having this much of audience. It's my first time na magkaroon ng ganitong karami. It's 92. Usually kasi when I'm having sessions, I only have like around 45, 50. Okay, well, hello po, hello. So we have 5, we have C, we have D. Ayan. So, okay, so we have B. Majority says B. There are also says, who says D? Okay, it's 5. Okay, sige. Unang question pa lang, calculus na. Well, this is basic application naman of calculus. You don't have to worry because, then again, this is, we can apply techniques in this. Okay, so that's number 1. There might be a slight delay on the actual live as for my screen here. Pero sige lang, labanan natin. Ano? Sige, tingnan natin. Let's have this question. Now, for this question, we're asked for finding the velocity of the given particle. So whatever particle it is, but then again, we're asked for the velocity. No? So tingnan natin. What can we do here? So, ladies and gentlemen, we have here the equation and the given condition. Now, always take note or always remember this, that when we take the derivative of a given function, or the first derivative, well, we're taking the its velocity. Okay? Now, if we're taking the second derivative, what we're taking basically is yung kanyang acceleration. Now, in this scenario, ano ba yung pwedeng gawin natin to find the first derivative because we're concerned about velocity, you know? So, how do we do it or how do we compute it such that mako-compute natin yung velocity given the condition that time is 2. We don't know if it's hours or minutes, but then again, time is 2. Okay? So, again, first derivative gives us the velocity of whatever particle, particle, and the second derivative naman gives us the acceleration. So, let's have the first derivative, let's differentiate the the equation or the function that we have. We have S equals t cubed minus 3t, then minus 5. Okay? Ayan. With this, we can apply, to find its first derivative, we can apply general power rule. That is to multiply the exponent by the numerical coefficient and then subtracting 1 on the exponent of the variable. Okay? So, ganun po yung gagawin natin dito. That will be 3 times 1. That gives us 3. Then t, that's 3 minus 1, gives us 2. Now, the same is true for the next term. This one has an exponent of 1, meaning that's 1 times 3, and then 1 minus 1. Okay? So, 1 minus 3, that is 3. Now, 1 minus 1 is 0, meaning this becomes equal to 1. Now, as we all know in our basic math, or I mean in our basic calculus, that the derivative of a constant is 0. So we're now done differentiating it using general power rule. All we need to do is to apply the given condition. It was mentioned that t is equals to 2, meaning we'll have to change t, or I mean, we'll substitute 2 to all t in our first derivative. So we have here s prime, or the first derivative of the given function. So meron tayo dito s prime, 3 times 2 raised to the power of 2 minus 3. This is now 1, so meaning this is the same as 3 because multiplying by 1 gives us the same number. Okay po? So dito tayo, that will be s prime or s raised to the power of 1, s, how do I say it? One quotation mark, or a single quotation mark. So we'll have it here 3. So let's simplify lang basically. 2 squared is 4, then minus 3. Now this gives us 12, applying PEMDAS rules. This is 12 minus 3, which is basically 9. Okay, that's how you do it. Okay, so majority got it right din naman. Okay, congratulations to those who got it right. Correct answer is 9. The important thing here is remembering ano ba yung gagamitin? Or ano ba yung gagawin? Will it be just basic substitution? Well, then again, for this case is we're not doing directly substitution because all we need, or yung kailanganin natin is not basically yung value for s, but then again, the s prime or the first derivative. Okay? So if your concern naman is for the acceleration, that will be s double prime, meaning that will be the second derivative of the given function. But then again, our concern is only for velocity, that is s prime. No? Ayan. So what did we apply is, let me rewrite it here, is basically yung general power rule or the power rule. Ayan. Sorry, it's L. Okay. So, ayan, our correct answer is A or 9. So, okay, may I see? Okay, so majority really got it right. Sige po, tingnan natin. Let's have number 2 then. Congratulations to those who got it right. Now, let's have number 2. Simplify the given expression. A squared minus 5a all over 5 minus a. Is it A? A. B. A minus 5. C. Negative A. D. 5 minus A. Again, number 2, simplify the quantity a squared minus 5a divided by 5 minus a. Was it A? A. B. A minus 5. C. Negative A. Or D. 5 minus A. Ayan. Good evening. Doon sa kakapasok lang. Sige. Labanan natin, ano? By the way, I'll be teaching you naman yung mga basic calculator techniques later on. Okay? So as for this item, we can apply the same. We can apply that principle. Those techniques, I mean. Okay, so we have here answers to letter C. Ayan, congratulations. Okay. So somebody here shouted, si Ma'am Jenny. Ayan, thank you daw, Teacher CP. Just one of those na, ayan, join the review. Okay. Well, in here, in TCRC, we really are, wait lang ha. I'm having problems with my wires. Ayan. So, tingnan natin. Ano ba yung mga sagot ng karamihan? Okay. Somebody, some says C, some naman says A. Ano ba talaga? Well, this is a very common question. Pagka nga ganito, simplify, pwede natin gamitin ng calculator techniques. But let's do it muna. Baka lang kasi, for those na who prefer yung manual na calculation, well, sige. let's do it manually. And we'll also do it yung using calculator. Ano? Sige. Let's have it here. Let's rewrite it in this manner. That is a squared minus 5a divided by 5 minus a. Okay? So, regardless na yung sa denominator, regardless may tawag dyan, may parenthesis man or wala, but as for presentation purposes, we'll keep the parentheses. Okay? So later on, pwede naman natin na papalitan yan. Pwede naman natin na i-disregard yan. But as for now, we'll keep the parentheses. So let's use how do you usually deal with this problem? Well, obvious naman na yung ating numerator has a common factor. In this case, that is a, no? Because a squared has a, or 2a's, yun namang 5a is merong isang a. So obviously, we can apply common monomial factoring. So ilalabas natin yung a, matitira sa loob yung isang a, minus 5. Now, dun naman sa denominator, we have 5 minus a, or quantity 5 minus a. No worries on that. Now, as you can see, it's not yet the simplified form because we can't see anything. Among the choices, wala tayong nakikitang ganito. So, ano ba dapat natin gawin? Well, kailangan, yung mga terms inside the parentheses, maka-cancel. Okay? Because we're seeing only a, negative a minus 5, at saka 5 minus a. Paano ba natin yung gagawin? Well, the most obvious step is to rewrite it in a manner that magkakatapat na ngayon yung variable at saka yung numerical or yung constants. This is a minus 5. Yung sa baba naman is pwede natin i-rewrite as negative a plus 5. Okay? So let's put it here. Let me copy. So that is a bit, medyo alanganin kasi dito sa baba. Baka natatabunan nung tawag dyan, nung subtitle. So let me write it here that this is 8 times a minus 5 over negative a plus 5. Now, as you can see naman, hindi sila parehas. These two expressions are not the same, meaning we cannot cancel it out, or we cannot divide it, or we cannot simplify this one. Now, how do we do it? How do we do this? Or how do we compute this or simplify? Well, the most obvious step is to multiply yung ating expression ng negative 1 sa numerator, and the same is true to the denominator. Why? Because we want this to be the same. No? Gusto natin magkaparehas to, negative at saka positive. So pag nag-multiply ako ng negative, magiging positive yan. Magiging negative yan. Ito naman magiging negative. Okay, so with that, meron na tayong parehas na term within the parentheses. Or the same operation. Now, how do we simplify it? Let me rewrite it here. This is now negative 1 times a gives us negative a, right? So we keep a minus 5. Doon naman sa denominator, we multiply it by negative 1. So mangyari, negative 1 times a, or negative a, plus 5. By the way, I'm using a different, colored ink because I want to emphasize that this is now on the fifth step. This is now the fifth step of our computation. So dito po tayo magfo-focus. So this is now negative a times a minus 5. Now this one also, by rule of distribution, we have a minus 5. This is, by distributive law, we have negative 1 times negative a, we have positive a. Negative 1 plus times positive 5, we get negative 5. So we have now the same terms on the numerator and the denominator, which is a minus 5 technically. So we can now cancel these two. All that's left to us is negative a, which is obviously the correct answer. Letter C. Okay. Ayan. Majority got it right. Labas negative 1. Okay, pwede pong ganon. Ayan. Or pwede naman na multiplication ng negative 1. No worries. Hello, hello. Good evening. Okay, so. Ayan. Okay, sige. Marami tayong mga ano 'no, marami tayong tinatawag diyan, marami tayong, laban na pinaglalaban. Okay, hello to those na kakapasok lang. Oh, we're now 147. Yan, it's my first time to have, to reach 147. Welcome, hello po, welcome to our ano, to our live session. I think I'm bound to ano na, to move to the next item because it's now 7:37. Tell me lang if masyado tayong mabilis sa ating discussion, but I think, tawag diyan, you're getting, the ano naman, the, concept or the idea. Now let's do it using calculator. Okay, let me erase the ink on the slides. Let me rewrite it in a manner na, tawag diyan, kaparehas nung ating ano 'no, nung presentation sa ating calculator. So this is a squared minus 5a with the parentheses siyempre divided by 5 minus a with the parentheses din. Okay, ayan. Gagamitin natin yung ating calculator. In this scenario, or this time, ang gagamitin ko is yung 570, no? Or I mean, yung calculator na may kaparehas na buttons dun sa 570 ES plus na calculator at saka yung 991. Are you seeing my calculator? I think it's not visible on your screen. Let me see. Hello, good evening. Ayan, there are still okay, sige. Na-OJ kasi ako, sa I mean, na-overjoy ako sa mga ganitong scenario na, marami-rami. I mean, I'm having, tawag diyan, very large audience. Usually kasi I'm handling 60, mga gano'n, 70. Talagang hindi niyo nakikita yung aking ano pala, yung aking calculator. Let me change the ano, setting. Let me stop the screen for a while. And share my entire screen so that you can see my calculator. Okay. Okay. I think this time okay na. Good evening, Sir Danilo. Okay, good evening, Sir Mark. Yes, pwede rin. Pwede rin na diretso na pag-factor. No worries po. Whatever way you want, as long as it works, walang problema din. Sige. I think klaro na yung aking calculator. So, let's have it here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, yung ating calculator, merong functionality na magso-solve sa atin ng ano no, ng variable, o ng value ng variable. But take note that it's not computing variables aside from x. So we can actually change a to x. So that pwede siyang pag nilagay na natin sa calculator, pwede na siyang i-compute ng ating calculator. So bibigyan niya tayo ng sagot. So let's now substitute all a's. X to all a's. So that will be x squared minus 5x divided by 5 minus x. Okay. Disclaimer lang what I'm teaching you po is not basically yung pinaka best na method. Kung meron pa tayong ibang paraan diyan, kasi naman yung mathematics pwedeng tirahin na or pwedeng tirahin ng sa iba't ibang anggulo. As long as you're getting the correct answer, well, that's it. Okay? Kung saan ba yung 40 natin, well, dun tayo. So dito tayo. Now, if we try to put these values in our calculator, bibigyan niya tayo dapat ng value which is, tingnan natin mamaya. Okay, sige. So that will be, okay, x squared minus 5x, okay, over 5. Okay. So again, you can use either of these two calculators, but I would suggest the one that is, sorry, it's on the cell phone pala, sorry. The one that has this model, FX 570 ES plus. Because then again, what I'm teaching you or yung calculator na ginagamit ko is the same as the same functionality dun sa calculator na 570 ES plus. Okay? So dito tayo, ma'am and sir. Now, ano ba yung gagawin natin dyan? Now, since we don't have a value on the left hand side of the equation, like for example, 10 or whatever value man dyan, or sabihin natin x over 2, okay? We can solve for x if we don't assign value for the variable x. The same is true here. So say, now this one is basic assumption lang, no? So say if x equals 2 or 3 or 5, but I would prefer using 2 because this one, although we can use the least counting number, which is 1, but then again, I prefer using 2, but because there are times when yung kung gumagamit kasi tayo ng 1, eh may may nangyayaring hindi siya nagbibigay ng tamang sagot. Okay? So let's use 2 for this time. Now, if we use 2 as a value for our question, we must use 2 as well as for our choices. And kung saan ba siya nag-equal, well, that's it. That's a correct answer. So in the scenario, we'll be using the functionality which is calc function of our calculator. So let's input the values. We have here a fraction. That will be x squared, okay, minus 5x. Now let's put the values on the denominator. That's 5 minus x. Okay, so that's how we do it. Now let's press calc to input to give value for x. Then press 2. When press equal, this should give us negative 2. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, assuming that x x equals 2, or if x equals 2, then we get negative 2 for the given question. Now, if we do the same on the choices, where can we find, or where can we get negative 2? So if we try to change x equals 2, meaning this is a equals or x, which is the same as positive 2. But then again, we're looking for the one that has negative 2. Now, this one, if this is x minus 5, which is basically 2 minus 5, this is negative 3. Okay? So, ang pinaka-obvious na sagot is yung negative x or negative 2, which is letter C. Okay? So, that's how you do it. That's one way, using calculator, by using the calc function. Hindi mo na kailangang ilagay dito yung negative x kasi obvious naman na negative x or substituting 2 to x will give us, obviously, negative 2 din naman. So, ang gagawin mo lang naman, ang gagawin lang natin dyan, papalitan lahat ng, how do I see it? How do I say it? Papalitan lang natin yung variable na involved, be it x, y, okay, ng a certain value. Now, assumption lang yan. You can use any value other than 2. Pwedeng 5, pwedeng 10. Wala lang problema yan. Gagamit ka din naman ng calculator. As long as they will give you the same values or results after substituting yung value na inassume mo. Like in this case, 2. Okay? Okay, sige. Yeah, that's how you do it, basically. Okay. Ay, nako. Sige. Mas easy daw yung substitution. Walang problema. Mas madali yung ganitong option, no? Kasi kahit na ito, gawin mong mano-mano, you'll still get the correct answer. Well, may option naman tayo. Now, let's have number 3 then. Okay? So, I think, okay. We're now, we're bound to finish the session until item number 10. So, let's have now our third item. Solve the rational expression 2x plus 1 plus 3 over x plus 4 equals negative 2 over x plus 4. Is it A, x equals 1/3, B, x equals negative 3, C, x equals negative 1/3, or letter D, x equals positive 3? Number 3, solve the rational expression 2x plus 1 plus 3 over x plus 4 equals negative 2 over x plus 4. Is it A, x equals 1/3, B, x equals negative 3, C, x equals negative 1/3, or letter D, x equals 3? Oh, well, hello po. Watching from Zamboanga daw. Okay, hello Sir Don. Good evening. Okay, sige. Let's have number 3, using calculator and with the use of, syempre, doing it 2 ways. Yung manual na calculation and then using calculator. So let's have it here. Let's simplify muna, no? Kasi given naman na meron tayong tawag dyan, the same terms dito sa ating numerator, sa left-hand side ng ating equation, pwede natin i-simplify muna. So that will be 2x plus 4 over x plus 4 equals negative 2 over x plus 4. Okay? So, dyan pa lang, pwede na natin gamitin ng calculator technique. Okay? Total naman, binigay na sa atin yung values ng x. Okay? So, pwede natin subukan na palitan ng x yung bawat x dito. And tingnan natin if equal ba yung left-hand side dun sa ating right-hand side. Okay. So, one way is using this functionality. Encode na natin, para automatic na yung computation ng x. What I mean is for us to save time. That's the idea. 2x plus 4 over x plus 4. Yan lang po yun. Equals negative 2 over x plus 4. Ayan. So, if we want to solve for x, we just use the functionality shift calc. This should give us a value of x, which is negative 3 in this case. Okay? So, that's one trick. Really, negative 3 naman talaga yung sagot. Another trick is this, using manual calculation. We keep 2x plus 4, okay? And multiplying the denominator on the other side of the equation, which is x plus 4. So, basically, what we're doing is yung tinatawag natin cross multiplication, no? Ayan. I will not use technical terms. Yun lang muna kung ano yung nasanayan or nakasanayan. Yan, 2x plus 4 times x plus 4, which is cross multiplication. Okay? And on the other side naman ng equation, on the right-hand side, we do have negative 2 and then x plus 4. Ayan. So we're solving for x, basically. So in this scenario, we can directly divide both sides by x plus 4. Again, there are a lot of ways of doing this. I'm not prescribing my own method. The one that I'm teaching you. Because I can solve this in different manners. But this is one way. So, we can cancel x plus 4 here. And so, all that's left to us na lang is yung 2x plus 4 equals 2. And from that, we can now solve for x. Okay? Napakadali lang naman. Well, actually, if you really are good in algebra, pagka ganitong mga examinations, be it civil service, LET, well, you really have an advantage. Okay? So, let me rewrite this one here at the top kasi hindi na kasya. Let me use a different colored ink na lang. So, dito po tayo. This is 2x plus 4 equals 2. Now, solving for x, we have 2x equals 2. Sandali lang. It's negative 2. My bad. Okay. I forgot. Ayan. So, this is negative 2 minus 4. Now, this is now 2x equals negative 6. Dividing both sides by 2 to cancel 2. What's left is x. This is now negative 3, which is obviously the value here. Okay? So, that's one way. That's the second way of doing it. Another is by substitution. Basic substitution of the value of x. Negative 3, palitan lahat ng x, both numerator and denominator. Ayan. If both sides are now equal, then negative 3 should be the value for x. Okay. If you've got concerns or clarifications, you can tell me ayan, on the comment section. Okay. Ayan. So, let me clear the inks, the writings on the board. So, paano nga ulit yung isa? That's 2 times negative 3 plus 4 and negative 3 plus 4 equals negative 2 over negative 3 plus 4. Pagka na-simplify mo yan, well, you'll get the same results. on both sides, meaning they are equal. This is negative 6 plus 4 over negative or positive 1. On the other side naman, negative 2 over 1. So this is negative 2 over 1 or negative 2 equals negative 2. This is the third method. I think majority prefer this one because it's just basic trial and error. No? So this is number 3. If you have concerns, then again, tell me. Because what I'm doing is I'm explaining it on my own way. I'm not prescribing, basically. Ayan. Now let's have the fourth question. Substitution is time consuming daw. Well, again, it's up to you kung saan ba yung saan ba yung preferred mo na method. Pwede naman yung shift count, still negative 3 din naman ibibigay sa iyo. But what I'm presenting you are possibilities. Okay? Now let's have number 4 then. Kenny and Mike, which begin with the same number of baseball cards. After Mike gives Kenny 12 cards, Kenny has twice as many as Mike. How many cards do they have all together? A, 36, B, 48, C, 60, D, 72. Yeah, pabilisan na lang talagang mag-input, no? Yun, nandun yung nandun yung, tawag dyan, nandun yung competition. Okay, kasi naman na kapag mas mabilis kang mag-encode, mas mabilis ka ring mag-compute. But then again, you are given 3 hours and a half naman, yung 120 item na question, you can do that in, I think, in 2 hours. So you still have 1 hour and a half to review your answers. Okay, sige, dito tayo. Number 4. Please tell me what's your answer. Please put the item number and then also the letter of your answer. Hello, hello. Dun sa mga kakapasok lang. Good evening po. Good evening po. Ayan. Supposed to be the schedule is at 8. But then again, I requested na kung pwede alas 7. Okay. But we started around 7:10, I think, or 7:50. Ayan. Hello dun sa mga kakapasok lang. Welcome, welcome. 36. 4 is A. Okay. Tingnan natin. Ayan. Baka lang kasi matanong nyo, sir, why are you keep on smiling? Why do you keep on laughing? Or, yeah. Well, I just want to radiate a positive vibe to you. Kasi naman, hindi naman nasabi na mathematics, automatic, you're already sad. Well, it's not. It's not always the case, no? But there are times na lalo na pagka first time mo talaga. But then again, given na math major, kahit hindi math major, kailangan talagang alam dapat yung basic. Now, we can do this 2 ways. Pwedeng trial and error, pwede rin using variables. So let's do it using variables muna. It was mentioned that Ken and Mike begin with the same number of baseball cards. Hindi natin alam kung ilang baseball cards ba meron sila initially. But then again, it was mentioned na parehas lang sila ng baseball cards at the beginning. So let's put it here, Kenny and then Mike. Sorry. Kenny, Mike. Initially, parehas sila ng bilang ng baseball cards. So since parehas lang naman, we can use or we can assign the same variable. Sabihin natin X yung cards ni Kenny, X din yung kay Mike. So sabi dyan, ladies and gentlemen, Kenny has twice as many, after Mike gives Kenny 12 cards, ibig sabihin, binigay ni Mike yung 12 cards niya kay Kenny. Ibig sabihin, mababawasan ng 12 yung total cards ni Mike. Madadagdagan naman ng 12 cards yung, madadagdagan na naman ng 12 yung cards ni Kenny. Kasi naman the fact that binigyan ni Mike si Kenny ng 12, ma-minus 12 tayo dun sa total number of cards ni Mike, magpa-plus 12 naman tayo dun sa total number of cards ni Kenny. Okay? Now, we now have applied the 3 conditions. Mike gives Kenny 12 cards. They begin with the same number of cards. Now, let's apply the 3rd condition. Sabi dyan, Kenny has twice as many as Mike. So, meaning, Kenny now has twice number of cards as for Mike. Obvious yan. Kasi naman, kumonti na yung cards ni Mike, eh syempre, yung multiplier yung multiplier na 2 must be for Mike. Okay, for them to be equal. But then again, ang order lang kasi niyan, or ang order ng given is Kenny has twice. So, Kenny has twice. So, this is equal. Twice means 2 or 2 times. So, this is 2. And then, as many as Mike. So, the number of cards Mike has. All we need to do now is to do substitution, basic substitution. That is, magkano ba? Or ilang cards ba meron si Kenny? That is x plus 12. So, we'll put it here, x plus 12. On the other side naman, we do have 2 times the number of cards Mike has. That is x minus 12. Okay? So, all we need to do is to solve for x. But then again, it's not yet the final answer. Because later on, we still have to add the 2 x's, or multiply x by 2, given that we have 2 personalities having x number of cards. No? So, let's simplify this. This gives us 2x minus 24. Ito naman is x plus 12. Combining like terms, dito natin lipat yung x para maging positive na 2x minus x. Dito naman, we'll retain 12, but we'll have to add 24. So, this is now 36. This one naman becomes x. Meaning, x is 36. So, sir, is it really letter A? Well, it's not yet the final answer. Why? A while ago, na-mention sa atin that they started with the same number of cards. Now, the question is asking for us of how many cards do they have all together. So, ibig sabihin, if we add their total number of cards, magkano yon? Or ilan ba yon? So, since x equals 36, so if Mike has 36, Kenny has 36, at the beginning, all in all, we have a total of 72 cards, which is letter D. Okay? Are you getting the point? What I mean is, are you following, or have you understand my procedure? This is my procedure. Okay? But then again, if you have a different procedure, then as long as it works, then there's nothing bad on that. Okay? So, since x is 36, and then again, as it was mentioned that they started with the same number of cards, which is both x, so we just have to multiply 36 by 2, or add 2, 36. 36 by 36, we get the total number of cards of 72. Okay? So, that's one. Now, how about yung trial and error? Okay. Let's apply the conditions. Kenny and Mike each begin with the same number of baseball cards. So, if all in all, or if all together, meron silang 36 cards, ibig sabihin, si Kenny should have equal cards as Mike. So, with that, given 36, kailangan, since parehas naman sila ng number of cards, kailangan, i-divide mo ng 2 yan, or paparti-partihin mo into 2 parts such that magkaparehas ng bilang yung cards, ay magkaparehas ng bilang yung ng cards si Kenny at saka si Mike. So, if this is 36, we divide it by 2, each one gets 18. Initially, okay? Begin with the same number of baseball cards. Now, for the second item naman, we do have 24. Or choice, I mean. Sa letter C naman, we have 30 in each. Sa letter D naman, we have 36 in each. So, a total of 72, 60, 48, and 36. So, that's the first condition. Let me use a different ink for the second condition. Now, Mike gives Kenny 12 cards. Ibig sabihin, si Mike, yung number of cards ni Mike, mababawasan ng 12. Yung number of cards naman ni Kenny, madadagdagan ng 12. So, plus 12. With this, we can now find, or we can now, have their current number of, present number of cards, or baseball cards. So, we have Kenny here. We also have Mike here. This is by trial and error, okay? No worries on this. So, let's see. This is now 30. This is now 6. This is now 36. This is now 12. This is 42. This must be 18. This is now 48. This must be 24. Okay. Now, ang nahanap pa lang natin ay yung kanilang present cards after magbigay ni Mike ng 12 kay Kenny. Ngayon, ang tanong, saan ba dyan yung magsasatisfy sa condition na pagkatapos magbigay ni Mike ng 12 cards kay Kenny, Kenny now has twice as many as Mike. So, Kenny now has twice as many as Mike. Let's see. Now, if Kenny has 30, is it twice Mike? Or I mean, twice 6. Because then again, now Mike has 6 after because he gave 12 cards to Kenny. So this is 30 equals 2 times 6, which is the total number of cards Mike now has after pagkatapos niya magbigay ng 12 card kay Kenny. So let's see if these are equal. 2 times 6 is 12. Are they equal? Basically not. This side naman, or the next item, we have 36 equals twice 12. Well, twice 12 is only 24, which is not equal to 36, obviously. Okay? So, meaning it's not the correct answer. Now, let's have letter C. This is 42, 2 times 18. Twice 18 is just only 36, meaning this is not equal to 42. And for the last item, or for the last option, which is letter D, this is 48 equals twice 24. Well, 2 times 24 is 48. And since the left-hand side is 48, meaning we get an equal value. So with this, we have satisfied the 3 conditions. Okay? Starting from the same number of baseball cards, the giving of 12 cards by Mike to Kenny, and then yung condition na Kenny has twice as many as Mike. And that is obviously letter D, 72. Okay? So again, you have options. I gave you options. Sige. Meron na mention dito si si Sir Leo. Ayan, si teacher. Wala po bang hindi mas mahirap na paraan? Well, ano po, meron po. Sandali lang Naubo ako konti doon Well, yun yung mga paraan natin. But then again, kapag nakuha mo na yung tamang equation, which is a while ago, x plus 12 equals twice x minus 12, pwede natin i-caltech. Okay? Pagka nga meron kang, meron kang expression on both sides of the equation, basically, meron kang equation, pwede mong i-compute yung variable dyan. Okay? So, tingnan natin, using calculator techniques, all we need to do is to input these values, then solve for x. Okay natin dito, that is x plus 12. Ayan. Is equal to 2 times x minus 12. Sorry, it's x. Then solve for x. So meaning we use the combination shift calc, solve for x. X is 36. But then again, we're not only concerned for 1x, but we are concerned with 2x. Bakit nga? Kasi nga po, initially, Kenny and Mike begins with the same number of baseball cards. So since x equals 36, ibig sabihin, this is 36, this is also 36. Adding these two, since we're looking for the number of cards altogether, this should be 72. Okay? Ayan. If you have concerns, then tell me lang. Okay, sige po. The correct answer really is letter D. We're good? Sige po. Now, let's have number 5 then. If m and n are integers and m cubed equals n squared greater than 1 but less than 100, what is the value of m plus n? Is it A, 4, B, 8, C, 12, or D, 16? Again, if m and n are integers and m cubed equals n squared, which is greater than 1 but less than 100, what is the value of m plus n? Ayan. We can also use, yes Sir June, we can also use yung system of linear equation. No worries on that. As long as it's your choice. Or I mean, mas madali siya for you. Well, sige. No worries on that. I'm not against that. Sige po. Ayan. Hello, hello. I can't move on my on my own screen to see your comments. I have to look dito sa aking cellphone kasi makikita niyo rin yung aking screen. Kasi I'm sharing the entire screen eh. Kasi kailangan ko mapakita sa inyo yung calculator techniques. Okay, sige, I'm not seeing answers yet. We're 256 here. Okay, sige, tingnan natin, ano? We can actually try, do trial and error. Kasi naman, ang condition lang naman dyan talaga na una mo dapat i-satisfy is yung condition na m cubed is equal to n squared. How come? Or kailan? Kailan ba na yung m cubed is equal to n squared? Well, tingnan natin. So, here are the list of cube numbers. Well, these are cube numbers. These are square numbers, basically, I mean. Basic naman din talaga yung dalawang yan. So, let's list down our cube numbers at saka yung ating square numbers. And tingnan natin kung kailan ba sila mag-i-equal. So, let's have the list of cube numbers. Beginning from 1 cube, which is 1, 2 cube, which is 8, 3 cube, which is 27, and 4 cube, which is 64, 5 cube, which is 125. Now, we can now disregard this because ang limit lang natin is 100. So we can disregard 5 cube already. And also 1 cube. Kasi naman, the value of this must be greater than 1. So with that, we can now crush out these two. I will not remove, I will not delete, but I will crush it out para makita nyo talagang hindi siya, hindi siya pwedeng maging 1 cube or 1 or 5 cube or which is 125 kasi naman yung limit is 101. Okay? So with that, let's have now our square numbers beginning from 1. 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9, and so on. The list goes on. 4 squared, which is 16, 5 squared, which is 25, 6 squared, which is 36. Ayun lang. Dito na lang, para kasya, no? 36, 7 squared, which is 49, 8 squared, which is 64, and then 9 squared, which is 81, 10 squared is now 100. So, we can remove the two limits, which are the boundaries, the lower boundary, which is 1, and the upper boundary, which is 100. So, let's see the values. 8. Sorry. Tingnan nyo, na-reveal na tuloy yung answer. Okay, 8. We can find 8 on the square number. So, let's crush it out. 27. Wala naman. Meron lang 25. So, let's crush it out. All that's left is 64. So, 64. Do we have 64 here? Yeah, we have 64, which is 8 squared. Meaning, ladies and gentlemen, the only numbers that will satisfy this inequality or this given equation are 4 cubed and 8 squared. So with that, we have 1 is, we have 4 cubed is equal to 8 squared, given that they are greater than 1 but less than 100. Okay? So, lagay natin dito. Let me rewrite the equation. 1 is less than m cubed, n squared less than 100. Ayan. So, with this, we can now say that m is 4 and then 8 is n. Or n is 8. So with that information, we can now find m plus n, right? Since m is 4, we say 4. Since n is 8, we say 8. 8 plus 4 is obviously 12. Correct answer is no other than letter C. Happy. Ayan. Correct answer is letter C, no doubt. So what I did, I list down the perfect cubes and I mean the cube numbers and the square numbers. Pero naman, again, may option naman kayo na hindi na ilista. Kasi naman, ang pwede lang naman na mag-satisfy dun sa condition natin na 100 yung at saka 1 yung limits ay itong tatlong numbers na to, tatlong cube numbers na to. So hanapin mo na lang yung number na merong square na equal dun sa cube numbers na meron tayo. So wala namang number na merong square na 8, wala namang number na merong square na 27, but we do have a number that has square of 64, which is obviously a 8 squared, which is 64. Okay? So that's how you do it. Again, hindi mo na kailangan maglista kung alam mo naman na ano na yung lista, alam mo yung elements of our cube numbers and as well as for square numbers. Okay. So, but what I did is to really show you yung process, or I mean the list and also the process on how you do it and how you find m plus n. No? Ayan. So, thank you. Congratulations to those who got it right. Majority got it right naman. Now, let's have number 6. This is a very basic question on analytic geometry. Find the midpoint of the line segment joining -3, -4, and 1, 2. A, 1 and -1, B, -2 and 1, C, -1 and 1, and letter D, 1 and 1. Oh, I see. No worries, ma'am. Since this is a live stream, it won't be deleted. Ayan. By the way, if you're willing to to be with us with the 3 coaches in mathematics, you try to approach, or I mean you chat teacher CP on his Facebook page and then ask for the details on how to avail. The schedule will be on next week. Okay, I'll be together with you dun sa mga nag-avail ng ating promo. Okay, letter C, -1 and 1. Well, this is too basic, no? Pagka naman na midpoint yung hinahanap, well, gagamitin lang natin yung midpoint formula. That is x sub 1 plus x sub 2 over 2. And then naman, y sub 1 plus y sub 2 over 2. So these are the points. The x and y, the domain and the range, no? So given the 2 points, all we need to do is to identify sino yung point 1, sino naman yung i-assign natin as point 2. So let's say ito yung point 1, ito naman yung point 2. So to solve for the midpoint, we'll use the values na meron tayo, which are obviously -3 plus 1. Okay? Since this is x and this is x, given this is 0.1, so this is x sub 1. Ito naman is 0.2, so this is x sub 2. This is y, and this is also y. So let's use the formula lang, or I mean, let's do the substitution. This is 2. Y sub 1 is -4 plus y sub 2 is 2. Dividing both sides by, dividing all over by 2. So simplifying this, we get now the midpoint of our line. So this is now -3 plus 1, which is obviously -2 divided by 2, that is -1. -4 plus 2 is -2 divided by 2, which is also -1. Correct answer is no other than letter C. Ayan. Okay, congratulations. Majority got it right din naman. Okay, so napakadali naman kasi. Napaka-basic kumbaga, yung midpoint formula. Okay, so that's it for number 6. If you have concerns, sir, paano ba yung i-calculator? Well, kahit na hindi mo naman i-calculator, pagka nga ganitong mga midpoint, questions that asking for us to apply midpoint formula, kahit naman mabilis lang ding i-compute. Eh kung talagang sigurista ka, pwede mo naman na ilagay sa calculator yan, negative 3 plus 1 over 2, still negative 1 yung ibibigay sa'yo. Okay? Panigurado lang. Yes po. You're welcome po. Ayan, God bless you din, Sir Renante. God bless you all actually. Now, let's have number 7. Find the value of x that will satisfy the following expression. Square root of x minus 2 equals square root of x plus 2. A, x equals 3 halves. B, x equals 18 over 6. C, x equals 9 over 4. Or letter D, none of these. Again, number 7, find the value of x that will satisfy the following expression. Square root of x minus 2 equals square root of x plus 2. Is it A, x equals 3 halves? B, x equals 18 over 6. C, x equals 9 over 4. Or letter D, none of these. Sige, may your answers po. Ayan, ayan. So, ayan, meron tayong letter C according to Sir Renante. Paano ba yung i-compute, sir? Hello, Ma'am Loris. Good evening. Ayan. Okay, if you're asking kung magkano, I cannot answer yet. Try to approach yung ano na lang, yung ating yung Teacher CP on his Facebook page, no? Ayun. Paano ba natin sasagutin to, sir? Kasi naman, tingnan natin subukan natin yung calculator technique. That is square root of x minus 2. Okay. X minus 2. And then equals square root of x plus 2. When we solve for x, we use the combination shift calc. Then, solving for x. Tingnan natin, ano ba sasabihin ng calculator natin? Medyo natagalan. Ayan, sabi niya can't solve. Why can't solve? Eh, well, ano bang problema? Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you still can remember, meron tayong tinatawag na extraneous roots. Okay? These roots are possible values of x, but then again, it doesn't make the equation true. Pag pinalit natin yung roots, or I mean yung values ng values ng x, hindi magiging equal yung both sides. Okay? So with that, possible na, since sabi niya can't solve, what we have here, possible is an extraneous root. Okay? So tingnan natin, paano ba yun i-compute, sir, pagka ganun na merong extraneous root? We tried the calculator one or method, but then again, we can't solve, we can't have, because we can't have the value for x kasi naman sabi niya can't solve. So let's do this using syempre using our basic the concepts on simplifying expressions or equations in algebra. So let's have it here. Let me write it on this side. This is square root of x minus 2 equals square root of x, then plus 2. Ayan. In this scenario, what can we do? Well, first thing is we must remove, or we must cancel out yung radical sign. And that is taking the square of both sides. Sure. Does it change? Well, I mean, does it change anything? Well, there will be changes on the variables, but then again, the value will still be the same. Okay, so we cancel 2 here, meaning we can, we can cancel the radical sign here by taking the square of this, this left-hand side of the equation. This one naman will be the square of a binomial already. So again, we cancel yung radical or the square sign since we raise it to the second power, or we're taking its square. How? Because this one is obviously, since this is square root, is understood naman na ang kanyang index is 2. Hindi na lang nilalagay kasi naman, pag binasa mo to without the index, this is considered square root. No? So this is 2, meaning we can cancel the squared sign. All that's left to us in this side is only x minus 2, no? Ayan. On this side naman, this is a square, this is square of a binomial. So we apply the rules or the rule on finding the square of a binomial. That is, the first term muna, raised to the power of 2, then plus, since this is addition, this will be plus 2 times the square root of x, that's 2 square root of x, multiplied by 2, that is 4 square root of x. And then, the last term, 2 squared is 2 squared, or 4. Let's simplify this even further. X minus 2, we cancel the square and the radical sign. What's left is x plus 4 square root of x. This is now 4. Combining like terms. Let's put all of the x's on this side, on the left-hand side. X minus 4 square root of x. On the other side naman, let's put all together, combine the constants. 4 plus 2. So in this scenario, we cancel x because x minus x is basically 0. What's left on the left-hand side is negative 4 square root of x. Now, ito, step-by-step ka lang for review purposes. Pero kasi naman, kapag kapa mo na yung procedure, well, pwede mo nang skip yung ibang steps. Okay? So, again, that's an option. Dito naman, this is 4 squared, 4 plus 2, this is 6. Now, what can we do next? The most obvious is, the most obvious step is to take the square of both sides for us to cancel yung ating radical sign. Okay? So this means negative 4 raised to the power of 2, which is 16. We cancel the radical sign, meaning multiplied by x. Okay? On this side naman, we have 6 squared, which is 36. X is now 36 over 16. Okay. Hindi na magkakasya. Lagay natin dito. Sorry. X is 36 over 16 in simplified form. Now, how do you do that? Mas mabilis pagka nilagay mo na lang sa ating, ilalagay mo na lang sa ating calculator. 36 divided by 16 in simplified form, that is 9 over 4. Okay, so x is 9 over 4, which is the correct answer for this item. Letter C. Ayan. Okay, ganun po yun. Step by step na method. Ayan. Well, congratulations po. Ayan, talaga naman na pagka dito ka sa Teacher CP, magre-review. If you choose Teacher CP as your review partner, surely you'll be guaranteed talaga, no? Na, ayan, napapasa. Okay. Mas easy ang substitution. Walang problema. Pwede din ganun. Pero kasi naman, pagka ganun yung ginawa natin, ayan. Kasi nga, strenuous root siya eh. So, mangyari, tawag dyan, hindi mag-i-equal yung both sides. Okay? So, ganun po yung pamamaraan. Pagka nga can't solve na yung sinabi ng calculator natin, hindi pa nag-work yung paglalagay ng parentheses, well, we'll have to do it manually. In this scenario, it's 9 over 4. Okay po? So that's number 7. Now let's proceed to number 8. Okay? Doon sa mga kakapasok lang, hello. Ayan. Let's have this question number 8. Given matrix A equals 1, 3, negative 2, 1, and matrix B, which is a 2 by 2 matrix having the elements negative 1, negative 2, negative 1, and 1, find A plus 2B. Is it A, 1, 0, 2, 1, B, 1, 0, 1, 3, C, negative 1, 3, 0, 1, or letter D, negative 1, negative 1, negative 4, 3. Ayan. Sige po. Okay, sige, subukan natin ito. Subukan natin sagutin ng mano-mano at saka ng tawag niyan, using calculator techniques. Well, obvious naman na okay. Obvious naman na tawag diyan, ito is a 2 by 2 matrix, meaning 2 rows, 2 columns. Gano'n din dito, a 2 by 2 matrix. So with that, mas madali siyang i-compute. Okay? All we are looking for is the sum of the two matrices. But one of the matrices, which is matrix B, is to be multiplied by 2. If we do it manually, ladies and gentlemen, so that will be A plus 2B. Mangyari, kokopyahin mo yung matrix A, which is 1, 3, negative 2, 1, then plus twice the elements of negative 1. I mean the matrix B, negative 1, negative 2, negative 1, 1. So, simplifying this further, this should give us 1, 3, negative 2, 1. Ayan. On the other side naman, this should give us negative 2 because by rule of distribution, 2 times negative 1 is negative 2, 2 times negative 2 is negative 4, 2 times negative 1 is negative 2, 2 times 1 is 2. Ayan. So, adding the elements that corresponds or having corresponding columns and rows or coordinates, basically, so mangyari, 1 plus negative 2, 3 plus negative 4, negative 2 plus negative 2, 1 plus 2. Ayan. Simplifying this further, this should give us the final result, A plus 2B, no? Ayan. Tingnan natin. This is 1 plus negative 2, obviously negative 1. Ito naman, 3 plus negative 4, negative 1 din. Negative 2 plus negative 2, negative 4. 1 plus 2 is 3. Meaning, the final answer should be letter D. Yan. Now, sir, paano ba pagka naman na using calculator? Let's use this one. But then again, since we're dealing with matrices, we must set our calculator to matrix function or mode. So, you go to mode, then press matrix, which is 6. Ngayon, bibigyan ka niya ng options, 1, 2, 3, 4. Una talagang pipiliin dyan, syempre, yung matrix A. Okay? Regardless anong pangalan niya, matrix A talaga. Well, pwede ka naman pumili ng B at saka C, pero kasi naman na, since in order naman siya, A, B, C. So, pipiliin natin yung unang matrix option, A. So, since this is 2 by 2, we press 5. Now, lagay natin yung elements ng matrix A, which are 1, 3, negative 2, and then 1. Okay po? So, ganun lang po yun. Pag napindot mo na yung equals multiple times, you may now press AC po. Pagkatapos nun, lalagay naman tayo or gagawa naman tayo ng matrix B. Paano po yun? Shift 1. Shift 1. Sorry. What's wrong? Sandali lang. Let me check. 6, 1, 2 by 2. Ayan. So, if I were to press shift, sorry, it's not shift 1, it's shift 4. Ayan. Akala ko, matrix yung 1. Well, it's 4. Sorry, my bad. Medyo na mislook on that part. Ngayon, maglalagay tayo ng data for matrix B. So, pipindutin natin yung option number 2, tapos option number 2 ulit. And then, punta tayo kay option number 5 kasi naman, yung ating matrix B is 2 by 2. Lagyan lang natin yung values, negative 1, then negative 2, negative 1, and then 1. Okay po? Now, since I press the equal sign multiple times already, ang gagawin na lang natin, gagawin na lang natin yung operation. Or I mean, i-apply natin yung operation na tinatanong sa atin. Or I mean, that the question is asking for us to do. So, matrix A plus twice matrix B. Shift 4, then choose matrix A. Kasi dyan mo kinalagay yung matrix A. So, press 3 plus twice matrix B. So, lagay mo 2 times, mas mainam, lagay mo sa loob ng parenthesis para talagang tawag dyan, ang pagkakaintindi ng calculator is a multiplication. So, 2 times matrix B. That's option number 4. When you press equals, that should give you this one. Negative 1, negative 1, negative 4, and then 3. So, negative 1, negative 1, negative 4, and then 3. Okay po? Hello po. Saan po ba ma-upload? Nandito lang po mismo sa page ni Teacher CP na ito po. Okay, so mamaya pagkatapos ng session, pwede mong balikan to review yung ating procedures. I mean yung ating techniques na in-apply. So ito, isa to sa mga possible na techniques na pwede natin gawin, lalo na hindi nawawala yung matrices sa examination. I see. Sige po. I'll review that one. I'll review that question. But then again, we'll settle for 9/4 as per now. Considering that 9/4 is an extraneous root. Okay? So, yung concern natin ni Sir John is for the previous item. For now, this is the correct answer. Okay? Ayan. I mean, the final answer. The correct answer as for our manual calculation and as for our calculator technique. Okay? Or with application of calculator techniques. I think yan for number 8. And I think majority got it right. Okay. Sige po. Now let's have the next item, which is number 9. In a class of 40 students, 27 students like calculus and 25 like geometry. How many students like both calculus and geometry? Is it A, 10, B, 14, C, 11, or D, 12? Again, 9. In a class of 40 students, 27 students like calculus and 25 like geometry. How many students like both calculus and geometry? Is it A, 10, B, 14, C, 11, or D, 12? Ayan. Makikita ba daw ito sa YouTube? Sige, tatanungin ka na lang si Teacher CP mamaya, paano ba yung tawag niyan? Paano bang mare-review yung ating video or ating discussion? Pwede naman na dito na lang sa may tawag niyan, dito sa may page. Mare-review yan siya pagkatapos ng discussion or I mean ng session. Ayan. So, we have letter D as a majority's answer. Tingnan natin if it is really 12. Now, how will we do it? Using Venn diagram, pinaka-obvious na method. So, we have here A, we have here B. Okay. Now, regardless if it is a perfect circle or not, but ideally, dapat perfect circle. But then again, I can draw a perfect circle given na I'm just only using a pen tablet. Okay, so dito tayo. In a class of 40 students, meron daw 27 na gusto mahilig sa calculus. So, lagay natin C for calculus. Then let's write 27. Meron naman na 25 na mahilig sa geometry. So, lagay natin G, 25. Now, the question is, how many students like both? So, basically, what we're looking for is this area, which is the intersection ng dalawa, the calculus and the geometry. Ang pinaka-obvious na procedure dito talaga is yung addition of the two numbers and subtraction from the totality. Since the total number of students is 40, so what we can do is, we add the 2, 27 plus 25, which is 52, and then subtract the totality from it, which is 52 minus 40. We now get the intersection, which is 12. Even if without calculator techniques, you'll get the correct answer, meaning this shaded region is equal to 12. Correct answer is no other than letter D. Okay? So, ganun po yun. Ayan. Ayan, majority ka rin correct. Siguro alam niyo talaga yung mga ganitong items, no? Pagka mga Venn diagram, napaka-common kasi, dapat hindi na ma-miss. Okay? So, ganun lang po yun for number 9. Sir, mayroon pa bang ibang approach? Maraming pamamaraan. Isa to sa mga pinakamadaling pamamaraan. Okay po? Sige, we're done with 9. Now, let's have number 10. Which of the following is not an identity? Again, number 10, which of the following is not an identity? Is it A, x minus 1, a quantity x minus 1 raised to the power of 2 equals x squared minus 2x plus 1? B, is it a quantity x plus 3 times the quantity 2x minus 2 is equal to 2 times the quantity x squared plus 2x minus 3? C, x squared minus the quantity x minus 1 raised to the power of 2 equals 2x minus 1? Or letter D, 2 times x minus 1, 2 times the quantity x minus 1 plus 3 times the quantity x plus 1 equals 5x plus 4. Okay, we now have answers in letter C, letter D. So ano po ba talaga? Now, alamin muna natin ano ba yung tinatanong sa atin ng question. Sabi dyan, not identity. Hindi raw po identity. Sir, ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng identity pag algebra? Kasi naman na ang meron tayo is algebra, no? Hindi po yung hindi yung tawag niyan, hindi yung trigonometric identities. Ano ba yung sabihin ng identity? Well, basically, the same idea as for trigonometric identities, the left-hand side is equal to the right-hand side, meaning the values of on the left-hand side is equal to the values on the right-hand side. Okay? Let me direct you to the correct answer and I will show you bakit hindi po siya identity. Kasi naman ang hinahanap is not identity, no? So let's have the correct answer. Now, we don't have a choice here but to really simplify each of the given options. Kasi naman, walang binigay na, tinanong lang tayo saan yung hindi identity, pero hindi binigay kung, hindi binigay yung equation, tapos tatanungin tayo kung identity ba siya or hindi, yes or no, ayan, yung magiging option. But then again, we don't have a choice but to really simplify. The correct answer is letter D. How come, sir? Now, let's have it here. 2 times x minus 1 plus 3 times x plus 1 equals 5x plus 4. So basically, kapag nag-equal yan, meaning identity siya. Pero bakit hindi ba siya nag-equal? Tingnan natin. This is 2x minus 2 plus 3x plus 3 by rule of distribution equals 5x plus 4. Now, simplifying the left-hand side, this is 2x minus 2 plus 3x plus 3 equals 5x plus 4. Combining like terms on the left-hand side, we have 2x plus 3x, that is 5x. Negative 2 plus 3 is positive 1. Now, as you can see, the problem there is that although if they have the same leading term, which is 5x, but they don't have the same constant, 1 and 4, which is at equal. Meaning, this equation, letter D, is really not an identity. Okay. Ayan, sandali lang. Tinitingnan ko yung masagot. Okay, very good po. Now, sir, tanong dito ni Sir Eugene, yung letter C din daw, hindi dapat, dapat negative 2x. Well, ganito yan. Tingnan natin, paano ba ano bang nangyari sa letter C kung bakit hindi siya yung tamang sagot. Ito po yung, ito yung problem sa ating option letter D. Okay po? Now, let's have letter C. Para naman naklaro sa inyo kung bakit hindi yung letter C yung ating sagot. X minus 1 squared equals 2x minus 1. Okay, dito tayo. This is x squared minus, let's simplify this. That will be x raised to the power of 2, okay, plus negative 1 times x times 2 plus negative 1 squared equals 2x minus 1. Okay. Ini-assess ko lang para naman na makita kung paano ba talaga ginagawa yung mga kanina na procedures natin. Ito kasi yung kanina kasi diniretso ko atang kinuha yung last term, yung middle term. Pero ganito po 'yun. Negative 1, the second term times the first term, okay? Then multiplied by 2. So, let's simplify. X squared minus x squared plus multiplying this 3, we get negative 2x plus, this is now plus 1 because negative 1 squared is positive 1, so we keep the positive sign. Ito naman dito, we have 2x minus 1. Now, combining like terms, x squared minus x squared is 0. So what we have here is negative 2x plus 1, which is equivalent to 2x minus 1. Now, sir, parehas ba yan sila? Or are they equal? Yes, they're the same. Why? Well, if we multiply this by negative 1, what we will be having 2x minus 1 on this side, which is identical on the other side, which is also 2x minus 1. Okay. Questions? Ay, sir, pwede palang ganon? Yes po. Kasi naman ang gusto natin, if we want to have a positive leading term, pwede naman tayo na mag-multiply ng negative 1. Or kahit na, if this is positive, if we want it to become negative, we can multiply negative 1. So we're just verifying if they are equal or if they are the same. Well, they are. Okay? So that's how you do it. Let me see. Ayan. Okay po. By process of trial and error, syempre. Kasi naman, pwede naman natin gamitan ng calculator actually. Dito tayo, no? Mag-assume tayo ng value for x. Kasi naman, all x yung nasa options, we assume value for x, which is 2 in this case. Bakit nga 2? Kasi naman, there are times 1 doesn't give us a consistent result. So, let's use 2 in this scenario. Paano ba yun, sir? Babalik muna natin yung ating calculator on the normal mode or the default mode. So, 2 times x minus 1 plus 3 times x plus 1. Then, pipindot ka lang ng calc, lalagyan mo lang ng 2. This is 11. Tignan natin. Pag pinalitan ba natin ng 2 to, yung x dyan, will it be 11? So, 5 times 2, diretso na natin dito, napakadali lang naman. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 4 is 14. Are they equal? No, basically not. 11 is not equal to 14, meaning, really, letter D is not the identity. Okay po. Sige po. Okay, let me see. Simula pa lang, positive 2 na po talaga siya. Tingnan ko muna. Sorry. Ayan. Tingnan ko nga. Nasaan na ba? Yeah. So, ganun din naman yung ganun din yung idea. So, we're good with number 10? Okay. So, let's have, let me check the time. Are we, okay. Baka kasi naman na overtime na tayo. May counting error lang daw sa last part. Yes po, yes sir, Jason. Okay, that's number 10. Okay, now let's have number 11. Kasi I prepared naman na yung items na to. So, panindigan na natin. At tatapusin na lang natin, no? Ayan, sayang naman kasi nahihanda para sa araw na to. So, kailangan ma-serve. Baka mapanis. Ano? Well, sige, let's have number 11 then. Given this table of numbers relating x to y, what is x when y is 45? Is it A, 22, B, 28, C, 48, or D, 46? Again, given this table of numbers relating x to y, what is x when y is 45? Is it A, 22, B, 28, C, 48, or D, 46? I'll check the comments muna, no? Sige po. Okay. So you have concerns as for the previous item, but then again, babalikan natin yan mamaya. Sanay lang. Let's focus on this muna. Any answers for this item number? Let me see. Okay, let's have this, ha? This is now, this is, I think, will be the last item for tonight. Kasi naman na, I think we're overtime na. Okay, sige, tingnan natin. Paano ba natin ito sasagutin, sir? Okay, sige po. Using calculator lang para mabilisan. Pagka nga ganitong mga relating x to y, ito yung procedure na nagagawin. Now, aalamin muna natin kung arithmetic ba yung sequence or geometric. Tingnan natin. In this scenario, we're adding 6. A constant value of 6. Okay? So, meaning, this is arithmetic. Now, how about at the values of x? Still plus 4. This is plus 4. This is also plus 4. And another plus 4. So, since it's an addition of 4, pagka nga addition, automatic arithmetic. Okay? So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, gagamitin natin yung function na stat, which is, you go to mode, go to 3, then choose option number 2. Kasi naman, pagka kasi ginamit mo yung option number 6, meaning you're dealing with geometric sequence. So, again, mode, 3, then 2. So, this is arithmetic because we're using addition. Lalagay lang natin yung values for x. Sabi dyan, the x values are 0, 4, 8, 12, 16. For y naman, we're using the values, or we have the values 3, 9, 15, 15, 21, and then 27. Ayan. So, again, all we need to do is to input the values. And, syempre, piliin natin yung tamang formula. That is a plus b raised to the power of x. So, that's it. Pressing equals multiple times, then press AC. And we can now solve for x. Y. Sabi dyan, when y is 45, magkano ba daw si x? Tingnan natin. So, given na yung y, which is 45, so lagay mo dyan 45. We're computing for x, so meaning we use the x hat na option. So, paano ba yung pupuntahan, sir? You press shift, then you go to 1, then press 5. Okay? Now, we're concerned about the x value given y is 45. So, let's choose x hat. When you press equals, that should give you the correct answer. In this scenario, that is 28. Okay po? So, ulitin ko yung procedure. Mode, 3, then 2. Input the values. 0, 4, 8, 12, 12, and then 16. For y naman, we have these values. 3, 9, 15, 21, and then 27. Ayan. With that, we can now solve for either x or y. Pero kasi naman ang binigay is yung y. So, lagay mo 45. We want for x. We want to solve for x given y is 45. So, we'll go to shift, 1, then 5, and then use what x hot. Kasi we're concerned for x. 45x hot gives us 28, which is the correct answer. Okay? Now, if you have concerns, please tell me. I think, let me see on the comments. Ayan. Talaga naman, letter B is the correct answer. Okay. 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 So, your concern is on this one, on this part, or I mean, on this item number. Okay. I see. Yes po. Because of the negative sign a while ago. Yes po. I recognize it. This side right here. Okay, sige po. Thank you. Kasi you have stayed. I mean, you sustained the 11 question na meron tayo. I think we're a bit over time. Okay? And thank you so much for tonight. Oh, I think if you're willing to avail our promo, what I mean is kung gusto niyo talagang kung gusto natin ng mas comprehensive or what I mean mas maraming questions pa na discuss, then we'll have to meet on the schedule for the final coaching. Thank you so much for your attendance.
Ayan. Thank you so much, Coach. Maraming salamat sa pag-share ng expertise ng mathematics. Salamat din sa mga nanood tonight. Yung 2 oras. Ayan. Pinasakit yung ulo nyo ng 2 oras. Ayan. Maraming salamat sa mga gustong sumali. Message nyo lang po ako dito sa page para po ma-send sa inyo yung details kung paano po sumali sa final coaching natin sa lahat. Major subjects po, including mathematics. Ayan. God bless everyone. Good night. Ito po si Teacher Seppi at si Coach Angelo na nagsasabing laban lang po tayo. Ayan. God bless. Good night. See you tomorrow po.